This is so dumb.
If you could share one piece of advice to the world that you think could impact them, what would that advice be?
And then my dad would only be nice to people if he got praise for it.
So actually there are words that I used to really adopt, like creep, monster, like all these different things like were all over me. And the truth of the matter is,
like if I was friends with somebody who lived in a trailer park, he'd be like, you can't be friends with that person.
what is up, everybody? I'm excited about this episode. This is a not a long time friend, but a long enough friend that I've had, you know. We did ministry together, very quick, fast-paced ministry together. We've experienced some crazy life things together, I guess. This person has a wildly bold personality, great fashion, lots of fun. One of my good friends, she goes by the name, because it's her name, Hannah Rettig. How are you?
I'm doing okay. At first, you were going through that long intro, and I was like, he's going to be like Aaron has.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is he hyping me up like that?
Exactly. You also are really big on like the Converse. I remember.
I know. I was
you've always got
debating.
them.
Yes, I have like way too many pairs. These ones are super old, and I was debating taking off these little bead thingies on them because I'm like, they do not match the fit, but they were given to me by a kid I used to nanny, so I'd feel bad.
You'd feel bad. You'd be like, yeah,
so
F you, kid.
Yeah, literally. That's why I'm sitting like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, my feet are not going to show them.
No.
I kind of.
There you go. Anyway, so like you're a very creative personality, and I honestly am like, there's certain people that they have a title creative, like maybe they call themselves creative, and they're not really creative, but you are like embody creative.
That's so nice. Sometimes I think I'm like faking, and then I'll do something. And people are like, bro, that's so good. And I was like, I actually needed to hear that, dude. Like, imposing on my own like title. Oh my gosh. But you know what? Since you said it, I'll like take it to heart.
There you go.
It'll
just
stay there.
hold on to it. Hold on to it. So what do you do for work now? Right?
I work as a behavioral technician at a center for autism. So I work with kids between the ages of like 5 through 8, and I just help them with learning how to communicate better.
That's cool.
Which is odd because I'm not a very good communicator, but like, you know.
You're like, oh.
You're like, oh. And just kind of being like a teacher, therapist, and things along those lines. It's super fun. I've been there for about a year, so.
That's cool. What is your favorite thing about that? Favorite part?
I like how consistently unpredictable it is.
Okay.
Because
that's like your life.
Yes. I'm like, this is so perfect for me. It feels like very curated to like how I live my life, because I kind of have ADHD. I'm actually in the process of getting diagnosed. I was like, it's really bad.
You're like kind of. I kind of have it. Like,
I kind of have it. No, I hate when people be like, I have this, and they've never been diagnosed. And so for them, it's like a personality quirk.
Right.
And it's like, well, some people actually struggle with this. Why are you like being like,
right.
Oh, I have ADHD. I forgot to take the milk out. Like stuff like that. And it's like, it's so frustrating. So I'm like, I'm not going to claim that. And then I sent my symptoms into like a psychologist, and they're like, we're going to test you for ADHD. I was like, oh, shoot. So at least I have the title.
So yeah, so you're like, now you're going to get a t-shirt. Like as soon as you get your diagnosis, you're like.
Put it in my Instagram bio.
Yeah, it's in your bio now, yes.
Yeah,
when you apply for jobs, you're like, not to brag, ADHD. It's like talents, ADHD.
No,
distraction. Yeah, why should you hire me? ADHD. Why should you not?
ADHD.
Same thing.
No, that's
same thing.
I'm like, one of the symptoms is running late for everything, and I was like, I thought that was just a quirk of mine, dude. It's like, oh.
I mean, that could be a lot of things. It could just be that you're just late, you know?
And inconsiderate of other people's time.
Yeah, you were how long?
Nope.
Yeah, like 15, 20, 15 minutes is
10 minutes out, got in my car. We live like 30 minutes away from each other. So.
No, I figured that. So I have had this problem. I really don't think I do it as much anymore. Where I don't remember the last time I did it. I'm sure I could think of the last time. But I'll text people like as I'm getting up, like on my way, and I'm like, oh, shouldn't have done that, but I did it. You know,
for real.
It's like, what are you gonna do? Fast forward me to wherever I'm supposed to be?
Exactly.
Like I'm in. Do you know what it is? It's a power thing. It's
really?
Being late is a power thing. I just realized this. I just clocked this in my head. Being late, you're in complete control of the situation. When you pull up, like they're waiting on you.
But
you know, you're the main character when you're late.
That's one interpretation of it, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I was like looking at my phone to text you, and I'm like 20 minutes out. Should I say 15 or 10?
It's like just feeling bad if you say too much longer.
Yeah.
Nah, I wouldn't too bother.
Good friends know. I actually just hit the mics. You're welcome.
Sorry, it won't.
Okay.
If you were to like grab the mic and shake it, it would. Yeah, if you did that, it would probably make some noise. But other than that, you're
I won't
good.
do that then.
All right. So yeah. So ADHD, super cool. Shout out that. Shout out quirks and things like that.
Having ADHD helps with working with kids with autism.
That's super cool though. Like it actually kind of surprised. I don't know if it surprised me you going into that industry. I think that you would crush it there. But like, what drew you to that in the very beginning? Why that?
So like he said earlier, we went to ministry together, and after 2 years of that, going back to like a job that didn't feel like it had meaning was super hard.
Right.
Like, I just started right when I got off the road. I'm like, I need to make money because that sucked the money dry. So I just randomly got like a convenience store job, and I was like, it's pretty easy, pretty simple stuff. You still got to interact with people, but it was like very baseline interactions, not really like deep connections. You leave feeling like a job well done, and after like I said, 2 years, you can't just like get out of that and not do anything with that doesn't serve purpose.
Wow.
And so when I like was looking around for jobs, somebody in my life was like, hey Hannah, everything about this job seems like something you'd like. It works with kids. I love working with kids. It's very like structured, but it's also like unstructured, which is what I thrive. That's the best way I thrive.
You're like, I've got to have what I need to do in order, and they've got to have it for me, but we can go wild in the process.
Exactly that. And so then I went there, applied. After I left, they interviewed the people who I was like talking with there, and they're like, she's pretty good. She seems like she knows what she's doing. And I did not. But you go there, you get trained, and what was the question?
Yeah, I just diagnosed you, by the way. You do have it. You definitely got ADHD. You're like, no, my life, what happened to it? No, so
what drew me to the job?
Yeah, that's what brought you to this job? Yeah.
Okay, just the fact that it gets to work with kids, that it's like very like fast-paced environment, a very structured environment, and also I love learning about new things. Like I never want to stay where I'm at, like mentally. Or like emotionally or anything. Like everything about me needs to be constantly growing, not necessarily like changing like who I am or like what I believe or anything like that, but like just moving in a forward direction. And being there, since it's a space that is not like, it's technically in like the medical field, therapy field, but it's super new. Like the facility I'm at, they've only been around for like 50 years. Okay. And it's like they went from like people with autism have been mistreated horrendously throughout history. Right. And so then they finally are doing more research and putting more effort into that. And so even though I'm there, we're still constantly implementing like new ideas and new things that they've researched and things like that, which is super exciting. So I'm constantly learning about the best way to take care of them and to treat them. Come on. And then it's super rewarding to like work with a client like every single day for like 2 months, and then you finally see the change that you were looking for. Like one client I had, he's nonverbal. Like the majority of the clients I work with, they don't really speak. And he's now saying like 3-word sentences. Come on. And it was like crazy. The first time he said my name, I was like, you know who I am?
I'm sure you were like celebrating.
I low-key almost cried. I was like, oh my goodness. It's like, you got to be a part of that. Yeah. And so every day you leave and you're like, that was super exhausting. I just spent 30 minutes tickling a kid. Like, and so some people I like to make uncomfortable, but like, what do you do for a living? I'm like, I tickle kids. Like, but I'm like, essentially, like, whatever they want me to, like, they're like, did something great, and I want to like reinforce that and be like, good job. And most of the time, the client I work with will be like, Hannah, tickle me. And I'm like, you bet, dude. Like, whatever you want, you just spoke to me. Like, okay.
That's so great. That is so great. Yeah. I love that. That's like, I'm sure it like really builds like this like warm heart inside of you that just Do you enjoy going into work every day?
Yes. Sometimes on the weekends, I'm like, I miss my kids, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'll see, I was like, bye-bye, guys. And then over the weekend, I'm like, I can't wait to go back to work on Monday. And I was like, no other job have I had that I'm constantly being like, I can't wait to go back.
That's so cool.
That's super cool.
So we were in ministry together 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years we worked together in different fields of that ministry, but it was still really fast paced. We were always traveling, always on a bus or a truck, unloading, reloading, setting up for events, church conferences. What was your experience
With that?
Yeah, what was your experience like with that?
Well, my first year going into it, I did not have the right attitude or heart posture at all. I had just like really got out of touch with my relationship with Jesus the year before. And then the same person who recommended the job that I currently work at was like, I think you'd love to be a part of this ministry. And I was like, I think you're wrong. And then she's like, just send in an application and we'll go from there. And I was like, fine. She wants me to send an application. I'll send in an application. And I sat there and spoke and like, it was a video application. And I ended it with, this is so dumb. And then I ended the video and then sent that in without editing it out. And I was like, crazy. If God wants me a part of this, fine. They'll accept me no matter what. And
you said that?
Yes. 2 weeks later, I get a call and they're like, hey, do you want to join us? And I'm like, I guess this is where I'm going next. That's crazy. But I'm like, I did not have the right attitude about it. And then the first year of it, I was told by multiple people who had traveled part of it, like the first year is a lot of self-growth. And then the next year is a lot of like using that self-growth and like giving out and like pouring into others. And so I really felt that first year of growth because I was very isolated and very much so kept to myself. And even my job wasn't really like in the church as much. I was like a nanny for the like pastor and his wife's kids. And I love that. Like I just love working with kids. And I also love the fact that I got to be isolated from everyone else because I just hated everyone at that point because I was like, I hated church. I hated Christians. I hated like anything revolving about that. So the fact that I spent like 2 years going in and out of random churches was insane because I was just like, at that point I had been hurt by so many people in the church. And I was just like, why on earth would I want to do that?
Why would I want to be the person that hurt me?
Yes, exactly. Like, why? And also our ministry was to help and support them. It wasn't like as much the people as it was like the staff at the church.
Right.
And so I was like, I'm literally going and helping the people who have hurt me like the majority of my life.
Wow.
So that was kind of like difficult to deal with. But then I was like, as we got to go in and out of many, many churches and like interact with like the church staff and things like that, we like got to see them as people and humans and in their struggles and to see so many of them, even like pastors and like head people of the church be so vulnerable and talk about their problems and not always act like these high mighty people that can't mess up, which is what I had experienced early on in church. Yeah. Was like my parents had a really, really messy like marriage and it was affecting us kids really, really like negatively. Yeah. To the point where I'm like struggling with stuff from that day. And our pastor was like, you guys are just supposed to just be together. Like we can't have a divorced family in our church, like stuff like that. Like the church I grew up with was insane.
That's crazy.
So just being able to see how church is supposed to be and to see that vulnerability in church, like slightly opened me up a little more. I was like, oh, I'm like maybe they don't all suck.
Maybe.
Like.
That's super cool. That's super, super awesome. So you mentioned your childhood being really wild and even like there was like trauma attached to that.
So much.
Tell me some of the touching points for that. Like what did that look like? What was so traumatic about your childhood that it was like, I don't even know if I like Christianity?
So my family grew up kind of in a cultish like vibe. I don't know if that's the right way of saying it. I don't actually know what we believed in, but it felt like it touched really close to like Mormonism almost. Not quite, but it was very much so the dad's the head of the household. Everyone does and say what he does. The mom is not like an equal, but she's under him. There's like this umbrella. So there's like the dad. There was like God, and then underneath it was the dad, and then underneath that was the mom, and then the children. And so I grew up with not being allowed to cut my hair. I grew up wearing skirts and shirts that couldn't have any designs on them because I was sinful, and like they had to be high up on my neck, and jean skirts touching the ground, and like it was insane.
What do your parents say about like how you dress and your outfits now?
They both remarried people who kind of fixed them. Like, I know they're not really, like, I don't know. People can't really force other people to change, I guess.
Right.
But I think
adapted.
they adapted, and they helped them see things in a different way. And both of them are in a lot better, more healthier spot. But I think for my dad was, felt like he was forced into that setup, which is super weird because my mom had this idea of what a man should be in the household, and she like forced that on my dad. She's like, you have to tell us how to dress, you have to tell us what to do. And so my dad, who was like a new Christian when he married my mom, had no idea what to do with all that. And so my mom was just like, you're supposed to be head of the household. Show us how to be head of the household. And so he took a very extreme route because he's like, maybe this is what she wants.
Right.
So it was super bizarre because I was like that until I was like 8, 12. And then we were also homeschooled. And so then we went to public school. And I was just always felt like the weird kid because on top of all that, like my dad's also a narcissist, which is really sad, but everything's like about him. And our physical appearance has to reflect him well. And he would always tell us, like, he would actually make us not be friends with certain people. Like, if I was friends with somebody who lived in a trailer park, he'd be like, you can't be friends with that person. And it was super weird because, like, for me, I always, like, we also travel a lot, so we got to see different types of people in, like, so many ways. And they're always fascinating to me, and I'm always like, let me get to know them. I want to see them. Like, I want to see how other people live. I don't want to just be, like, closed off to how I live, probably because how I lived was not very good. So I was like, let me see the other possibilities of this.
Yeah.
And so it always was super weird because we were part of a religion that was like, love others. But then it was also very much like, not those others though.
Pick and choose Christianity.
Yes. And so
it's hard.
And then my dad would only be nice to people if he got praise for it. And he would tell everyone about it. Like there's one kid who would hang out at our house. And oddly enough, he was like from a trailer park. Don't hold that against him. He was super chill. He would always be at our house. I loved him so much. And my dad, we had a private pool in town and he paid for his private pool pass. And he made sure everyone knew about that. He's like, yeah, you know that one kid? Paid for his pool pass. You're the greatest, Dad. Wow, good job. Like, I think he might have made it like a Facebook post. Like
really?
Kids in need. And it's like, you won't even let us be friends with him.
Wow.
Like, but yeah.
That's insane.
So I'm like, that's kind of messes you up to like constantly want to pursue perfection. And that's something I struggle with is like perfectionism.
Right.
Is because I felt like that was like embedded into me.
Yeah.
So like even on my way here, I was like brushing my hair like 6 times. And I was like, this is fine. Like you're okay.
Right. I fully get that. Not the brushing hair thing, because I haven't brushed my hair in probably like 9 years. Like I just don't touch. I don't even touch my hair hardly. But it's like
your hair is perfectly styled right now, Aaron. This is probably you before we start. Like
no, well I use my hands. Like I mess with my hair with my hands, but I don't even own a hairbrush. So that's just how I roll. But I get the perfection side. Like we have this. I think people that have walked through any experience with either narcissism or even a church culture where you're like you have to perform to belong,
yes,
as opposed to being to belong. Like the beginning of belong is be. Like I just caught that, but like it isn't like be this person or do this thing or become that and you're welcome. Like I just don't see Jesus doing that. I see Jesus saying, no, you're actually addicted now. You're welcome with me now. I want you here. But I think we have this inherent adopted belief when we grew up in that we have to like crave to become something that we never even thought we were. That's a long form answer, but like I just really think that's a pandemic in the Christian world, and it's crazy how many people go through it, and some people don't even recognize they've been through it. It's
and then they
crazy.
start taking what they learned and forcing it on others.
Exactly, and
It's
then
so
we have
frustrating.
generations upon generations
After like a constant,
going through the same thing.
like toxic cycle.
Yeah.
That's how my church was too. I think that's why my dad chose that church is because of how legalistic they were. So, and they wouldn't even allow dance. Bro, I love dancing. Yeah, my sister, ballerina dancer, the most like prim, proper ballet.
Right.
They're like, sinner, slut, like stuff like that. I was like,
really?
like, bro, that's so elegant and graceful. Like I feel like it's the most opposite of anything. Like that's the most structured type of dance I feel like you could possibly be. And she would.
That's insane to me.
And even like the company she danced with was Christian, and they were always like kept like modest clothing because, you know, some dance clothes can be immodest, but like they just prioritize modesty. And so like for them to like bash her for something like that when that's like her biggest form of worship towards God.
Yeah.
It's like, did y'all just like skip a few chapters of the Bible? Like
that's crazy. Exactly. That's does blow my mind. Yeah, it's insane. So childhood, what was the best part of your childhood? Something that you were like, if I could adopt this and bring this on to either my children or people that I'm leading in the right now.
Well, I have 11 siblings, like biological siblings.
That's crazy.
It's crazy to think about, but it's like I don't know any different.
Right.
But with that, my mom would have us volunteer a lot in many places, and so because there were so many of us, people were like, "Can you sing?" No, we cannot sing.
None of them.
No,
all 11 of y'all have no singing ability.
Not that we know of, but like,
like we hadn't found it out yet. Yeah, that's crazy.
Like so, anytime they're like, "Do you guys do musicals?" Like, oh my gosh! But we used to go to different nursing homes. Like I love old people because of this. It sounds so weird, but we used to go to nursing homes and we would like play games with them, and we would serve them, and we would like interact with them. And because there's like a community of people there that's like gets forgotten about. And so I really loved that. And my mom also loved to do things called bread drives, where she would collect a bunch of bread that's like still good, but like they can't sell or something, or like don't want to sell. It's not up to their price. And she would do it at our town library, so many people could come and just like get free bread. That's
super cool.
And so she would always just find ways to like serve people and to like love people. And I really admired that about my mom because I think it also like put like that act of service in me too.
Yeah.
And so just to see it as like a whole family spiel, because I feel like, I mean, I don't have a family like my own, not I mean I have them, but I feel like most people feel like they have to be a certain place in life before their family can go out and serve. It's like, well, you can do that with no matter like ages or anything like that. And we all got to like participate in one way or another. So.
Yeah, I love that. I think that we should do more of that. And I think that that's what when we would see change is whenever we see people that join together and say, you know what, even if it might just seem like bread, we're going to help people. That's awesome. Who is somebody and for why?
You.
yeah. Who is somebody that has impacted you so much and that you like aspire to be like maybe?
I don't know if it's been like one person who's been that, but there's been multiple people in my life who have had that. One person, her name is Melissa.
Okay.
She's the one who told me, she knows me so well. She's the one who told me about the job and about joining the ministry. And she is somebody who also serves so much in the community and so serves so much in her church. And she also has a large family. And so she took me in as like her daughter.
Yeah.
And I don't think I would still have a relationship with Jesus if it wasn't for her, or at least like be living day to day. And she's very honest and she's very loving with her honesty. Whereas opposed to me, I'm just very honest. And I was like, I'm seeing her like talk about things and be honest and like willing to have like hard conversations with me while also doing it all in love was really something I needed a lot. And I would love to be like her someday. And she's always talking about her goals and plans for me, but saying like, that's what I want for you. But she's like, you have to figure out what you want for you.
Yeah.
And so even though she has like this idea, she's always like, constantly keep doing what you want to do as long as you're like moving forward, loving Jesus and growing. And so I'm like, that's something I want to do. And so it's cool to have, like, she's almost like a future version of me. And so it's like seeing myself in the future giving me advice.
That's awesome.
She had like a similar like childhood experience, more with like a similar mom, similar dad type situation.
Right.
Which is not the greatest. It messes up with your mental health. But to see like she was able to overcome that and have a phenomenal family and travel and still do stuff she loves. She has 10 kids and she still does stuff she loves all the time. She's a chef.
That blows my mind.
I know. I'm like, how are you hosting people every day when you have like triplets.
Yes. She has 10 kids, also has people over, super busy.
Randomly has people living with her for long lengths of time. She's like, they needed a place to stay, so now they're living in our basement, and it's like furnished and has like a kitchen or stuff in it.
That's
like,
so incredible. They're super generous people.
Oh, for real. And I love that, because for me, it's like, because of the perfectionism, I'm like, I have to be in the perfect place before I can invite people over to my house. My house has to be in the perfect conditions. And I was like, it's never like that in real life.
It's not.
And so she's very much like, where she is, she invites people in. She's like, come join my life. Come join my chaos. And like, what better way to see to see people's love of God and how much God loves them than like just joining at them every single day.
I love that.
And it's like, that's how, like, the best way to witness to people is just by living life like Christ, and then them seeing that.
That's incredible. So, if you could share one piece of advice to the world that you think could impact them, what would that advice be?
Advice. Let's see. I'm giving unsolicited advice all the time, but now someone asks, and I'm like, For my lactose intolerant people, keep lactate in your purse. No, I'm kidding.
There you go.
No,
that'll work.
I feel like I need something better.
That'll work. Hey, that's good. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, if you got another one, you can.
Maybe this is for people with daddy issues, but don't let your like earthly father determine how well your relationship with Christ is, if that makes sense. Because I didn't realize how much those coincide until I began like wanting to like strive towards Christ more. And I realized how much I felt like I had to be perfect before I could even approach him, because that's how it felt like with my relationship with my dad, is I had to be perfect before I could even approach him. Or I would only go to my dad when I needed help. And then that's my relationship with Jesus. I only go to Jesus when I need help. Right. And it's like, it doesn't have to be like that, but like, I think I'm basing my relationship with Christ off of my relationship with my earthly father. Mm-hmm. And so it's something that I think is important for people to become aware of. It's like, is my relationship with Christ similar to how my dad's is? And it's like, how can I change that? Or how can I ask God to help me change that? Because I didn't realize it for a long time. And I was always like, man, like, why is it so hard? Like, why I see so many people having such a good relationship with Jesus. And I'm like, I don't even know how to freaking do that. Right. And it was so frustrating. But I was like, once I made that connection, it made it a lot easier. It's like, am I acting like I'm going to my earthly father? Or am I like okay staying where I am and going to my heavenly father?
5 years from today.
Okay.
Where do you want to be?
Where would I like to be? 5 years from today, I would like, oh my gosh, you first.
Me first?
Yes. You're first. You're throwing all these questions at me. Yeah. And I'm like, I have no idea what to say.
I know. I love it.
Here's one for you.
Yeah, okay. I'll take it. 5 years from today, I would love to be in a home. I would love to run multiple studios, multiple businesses, and multimillionaire. Yeah. So, and working my way towards billionaire.
That's a good place to be.
Yeah. I want to be one of the 3,000. That's what I want.
Okay. Will I still be your friend?
What's your name? I'm just kidding.
No, I get to reap some of those benefits.
No, absolutely. That's the goal.
This is me helping you make you famous, dude.
Yeah. There we go.
I will, in fact, be taking clips from this and making edits of myself.
Do it. Make edits of yourself. I'm cool with
have you ever like seen an edit? And I'll answer your question. But have you ever seen the edits of something and you're like, what is that from? Like, I want to know what that's from.
Right.
I low-key was considering doing that of you, but I'm like, is that fan behavior? I was like, I don't know.
I do not want him to even have the assumption that I enjoy what he produces.
No, like, I've like listened to like 30 of your podcasts, but I'm like, not a fan.
Yeah. It's like I've actually rewatched all of them.
Yeah.
Every single piece of merch you've dropped, I was the first to buy it. That's me.
Playing it in the background to get your views up, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that's not me.
That's incredible.
I actually did that once while I was at work. I showed one of my clients. I said, look, this is my friend's podcast. And I propped it up. So one of your views is from one of my clients.
Oh, nice. There you go. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I think he got jealous of the fact you could talk.
Really?
Yeah. He was like, he looked at it and he was like, and then he copied something you said. And I don't know if he should be saying that everywhere. But
what did he copy that I said?
I don't even remember. I just remember him saying it, but he mispronounced it. So I think I'm trying to remember which podcast episode. It's probably the one when you had with David because I was like showing him that one. I was like, look at that person. I know that person.
Was it like a bar? Was it like good or something?
I wish. Imagine he's advertising for you like that, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I was like, I wonder if it was like something really nice that I said. Like
maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
I was like, I'll show him it again and see if he perks the memory. You know?
Yeah. If it sparks something inside of him.
Show him
this
funny.
one. Show him this one.
No. He's upset. No.
He said absolutely not. Okay.
He probably won't recognize me. But.
Probably not. Probably not. Yeah.
Okay. So me in 5 years, let's see. I low-key want to continue pursuing my career path. Mm-hmm. But I also would love to be a bit more well-traveled. My job does not pay very well, but I have a brother who like pays me to travel with him. Good gig, good gig.
It's a great gig.
Yes, very much so. So I would like to be able to like travel a bit more around the world. I constantly love learning about like different cultures, and I don't know, it's just so cool. I'm like, the world is too big not to explore, you know? Like
it's so big.
Just to stay in America.
Right.
But so I want to be well traveled, hopefully be a BCBA, which is like the higher rank in my job.
Okay.
You said owning a house, and I said I like that idea. Own a house on a farm. I don't take care of the farm animals, but they're there. That sounds ideal.
So you'll have someone hired out to...
Oh, 100%.
I'm
100%. I'd be like one of those like farm influencers where like they'll randomly decide like, I want to go milk a cow today. They don't do it every day, but today it's for content.
I am not milking any cows.
See, I wouldn't either. I just like to reap the benefits because I'm into way too many like conspiracy theories. And so the idea of that like you don't know where like your food's coming from terrifies me. And so I'm like, if I had a farm, then I would know exactly where it came from.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't want to do any of it. Like I would know
Makes
where it
sense.
came from. It's like yeah.
It's also really gross to me. Like, I'm so thankful that I'm allergic to dairy because the idea of drinking
milk, I am too.
is disgusting.
Just because you mentally know where it's from.
Yeah, I'm like that.
You're like, hell no.
Exactly. Bro. And it's dirty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you I see the videos online and I'm like, that thing got dirt on it.
Yes. And it's like, it's the grossest looking thing in the world. Like, that's me with eggs sometimes. I'll eat an egg and then I'll realize, like, what it is.
A what?
An egg. An egg. Egg.
She calls them eggs. That's crazy, guys.
Maybe it's my accent.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. But they gross me out sometimes.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like they're good in protein, though.
Yeah.
But they are gross. They are definitely, it's gross, the concept of an egg. Yeah. I
just like dissed your lunch and supper.
Yeah, no, it's like all I'm eating right now is actually milk and eggs tonight. No. Okay, so that's kind of where you want to be in 5 years. That's incredible. All right, I have a tradition on this podcast where I open it up for my guest to ask me any question, uncut, unfiltered. What is your question for me?
Oh my gosh, I know you did this, and so I like mentally I had a really good one. Right. I was like, I'm gonna do it, and that was like a few months ago before you even asked me to be on the podcast. So I'm gonna ask you any question. Okay, I might ask a question that someone's already asked before though.
Yeah, I have been asked multiple questions before, like the same question multiple times. I'm like, I know you don't listen to the show. Like anytime they do, I'm like, I know because this one I've answered like 9 times now. Yeah.
What's something about yourself that you feel like is like you've mentally decided is unfixable?
I don't know if I think that anything's unfixable.
But do you have like any like, you know how you have like those thoughts that like you low-key convince yourself of like, this is just who I am?
So that's a really interesting thing. So like I think that we have whatever you dwell on the most is what you actually become. Some people aren't like a fan of the manifestation type thing, but the reality is like you could think every day
I do.
You're a murderer.
Oh.
Right? Yeah, you're like, yeah, boom. Like you could actually be thinking that or even be thinking those thoughts every day. If you say that to yourself, like, man, I can't believe like this is what I'm thinking about. This is who I am. I'm a terrible person. If those thoughts keep going through your mind, like even though you might not have committed that act, you start to believe that you're going crazy.
Yeah, it's the power of words.
Even the power of your brain.
It's like...
So you have to reshape it.
Yes, that's right. Bro.
So when you take out, like, let's say, so actually there are words that I used to really adopt, like creep, monster, like all these different things, like were all over me. And the truth of the matter is, like, you have to take those words away from your vocabulary, and now you have to put in new ones. So when people ask who I am, I tell them I'm a creative, passionate, energetic, tenderhearted man. That's who I am, and that's the essence of my being. Like, I don't have to prove that to people for myself to know and believe that about myself.
Did you feel like at some point you had to prove that?
Oh, absolutely. I actually would hide. So even in my big personality, hiding is so accessible whenever you're walking in shame. So that's like I think everybody that's walked through traumatic experiences does it. Or that's like their, that's the easiest reaction. So, like, let's say at 9 years old, this is actually, oddly enough, a true story. 9 years old, I steal a car from the store, like a toy car, right? I don't know why that came to my mind, but that's what it is. And now I'm thinking my whole life, I'm a theft. I cannot believe that this is who I am. You've got to take that away. When you do, that's when we see transformation. And that's what I've been doing. You have to continuously do it. So
okay.
Yeah.
And so now knowing that, I have a curated question. Sorry.
That's good.
It's chapstick. Oh my gosh, I like showed it so far. Look, that's all. Quit being weird.
Quit being weird.
You saw me pull out a shot and you're like, okay, she's
I was like,
alcoholic.
what in the world is she? No, I didn't know what it was. I was like, what is this?
Anyways,
yeah, that's good.
I like to fidget with it. But wait, what did you just say? You said after you saying all that, what is something you're currently trying to like talk out of existence in your, like something negative in your life right now that you're trying to talk out of existence using like your words, like you said?
It's not even talk out of existence. It's believing that it was never there.
Okay. Ooh, word.
And for me, I don't even really want, like, it sounds crazy, but I don't even particularly want to say those things because I don't want to speak those in life at all. But I will say, like, I am not those things.
So what would you say to combat like that? Would you like go with the opposite of things? Like if you really felt like you were like a liar, you'd be like, I'm someone who loves the truth.
So so you have to ask yourself, so maybe you were a liar. Maybe your life was filled with lies and all you did was lies. Right? Lie. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now you have to say, I was a liar until today. I'm no longer a liar.
Oh, so kind of like the mindset of, I don't do that anymore.
So like, I mean, yeah, practically.
I don't do that.
Practically, like.
No, I've heard some people use that as like a way to begin to like eat healthy, I guess.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm a girl, part of eating disorder. I experienced that. But one of the things they would say is just telling yourself, I don't do that. Because then you won't. And they're just like, if you, like, I used to have a binge eating disorder. And so they're just like, I would do that all the time. And then I would just be like a bunch of food that was not good for me. So I would just like cut them out so it wouldn't be bad. So even if I did eat too much food, it would be like stuff that wouldn't make me fat. I'm vain, I fear. But it would just be like, I don't eat that. And so it would be like, let's see, you wanted to eat like 7 Big Macs.
Yeah.
You would just be like, I don't eat Big Macs.
Right.
And so it's just like things like that where it's like you be lying and then you're just like, I just don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, that's practically it. Like, and I think it's really powerful whenever you take back that ownership, because when you live with the aspect of like, oh man, I always am overeating. I'm always like, you keep saying that, like, man, every day I overeat. Every day I'm eating junk. That's all I do. Of course you are. Like, of course you're overeating because you're telling yourself you always do that.
Wait, oh my gosh, it's like how, okay, sorry. It's
good.
I love this concept because that's how, like, my brain goes back to like, that's literally how God created the world. Is he spoke it into existence.
Yeah.
And he's always talking about the power of the tongue. Yeah. And so if you're sitting there saying like, I'm so dumb, I'm so ugly, I'm so this, it's like, you're constantly feeding yourself that, where even if it's like your voice inside your brain saying that, that's all you think of, like that's your perception of yourself, is because you're telling yourself that that's your perception.
Yeah.
So if like that's your mindset, yeah, that's what you're saying. Like your mindset switches over when you just sit there and you only speak kindness to yourself.
You're gonna find kindness if you start saying it. Like you're gonna find wealth if you start saying you're wealthy. You're gonna find all of these things whenever that time comes. So, what you just said? What was the first two words of that statement you said? Like whenever you were saying like this.
I am.
There you go. First two words. I am. I was hoping you would remember.
I know.
You're
me
like,
too.
what is the word?
You're like, what did I say?
I am. What is God? Like God actually calls himself the great I am. So whenever we take the words I am and put dumb after it, we're actually taking the Lord's name in vain. Like it's disrespecting God, because that is exactly what his title is. The great I am. We are made in his image. At what point are we stepping out of like the promise God has for us when we disrespect his creation and who we are?
I like how you think.
Come on. I mean, it's just the truth.
No, you're right. I didn't even think of that as using the Lord's name in vain.
Yeah.
Dang. Oh my gosh.
You're like flabbergasted.
What? No, because every interaction I have with you, be like, I just painted my foot yellow.
Exactly.
And also like sit down and have a conversation, and you're like, you're spitting like bars, and it's just like wisdom and
it's just truth. Like I think that I know for me, I had a conversation with somebody about this yesterday. That somebody being my mother, but
your mom and you are like an iconic duo.
We really are. I need to bring her back on. I went home and I brought my equipment to record with her, but I was like, I just want to soak in the moment. Like I don't even want to bring work into this home right now. Like I just want to hang out with my mother and my family, and I did, and I loved every bit of it. But I was on the phone with my mother yesterday, and she was like, even though you're being transformed right now, shame is something that you have held on to. Like that's just anything can bring shame for you, and you can't let that happen. So I really I have to live in who I am. Otherwise shame will adopt me. Yeah. So yeah, that's
what's up.
That's the bars, man. My mom, she'd be dropping so much wisdom. Some of the wisdom I have, I just steal it from her.
Word. That's what I did too.
And I'll close with this, and then we can hop off this. I tell people the wisest thing you can do is seek wisdom. That is the number one wisest thing you can do. Otherwise, you're just living on your own accord. Yeah. That is the most unwise thing you can do. So, do you have any closing thoughts for the people?
No, I don't. I hope you guys listened all the way through. Because otherwise I might hurt my feelings. I like to be an entertainer, so
come on. There you go. You're very engaging, very entertaining. Definitely a very fun guest to have on. So
thank you.
We'll run it back at some point if you were down.
I'll be down. Maybe in like a year.
Like,
so I can grow a little bit more.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Yeah. Like before and after type thing.
At that point, you've taken off the beads from your shoes.
No, I would cry.
That's like,
I'd
man,
be like,
the beads
I wear
are
the
gone.
exact same outfit, but just the beads are gone.
Yeah, that's so symbolic.
Now.
Yeah, it's so symbolic. I love it, man. That's so cool. This is Hannah Rettig. This was an amazing episode of Love Works. Thank you for checking this episode out. Hey, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, I would love for you to. We have thousands upon thousands of listeners on a monthly basis, and only 300 of y'all are subscribed right now. So let's bring that up and let's create a movement out of this, saying that no, there's change available in this world for you too. Hey, thank you again for listening. Follow us on socials. Love Work Studios. Peace out. Okay. Anyway, I'll intro the episode and we'll get cooking from there.
Do you remember my last name?
Rettig?
Yeah, okay.
There's some people, dude, it's crazy. Like, I had one guy on the show, and I could, I'll say this for the show. I had one guy on the show, I could couldn't remember his name. Like I had to like keep searching it back up because like, what the frick is his name? What is his name? What is his name? And yeah, I did not do enough research for him like I should have.
It's probably like a long ass intro, and so you sitting there like waiting for him to cue you. You're like,
I'm
this
like-
guy, the man, the
Exactly.
myth, the legend who
A
goes
really-
by.
A good man. Like he's just done some really good things in life. Like he
country squat rolling.
yeah. Go ahead and introduce yourself. What do you do for work?
Like, you know what? How about you introduce yourself for this and switch things up? Like, you're that
Exactly.
important. You're gonna be like, you don't remember my name, do you? You're like, oh.
I knew who he was and I knew what he did. I just kept blanking on his name for some reason. Anyway, we're rocking, we're rolling.